Hello students, good morning to all of you. So from yesterday, we are making a revision on the topic biomolecules. So in yesterday's lecture, we studied the first two biomolecules, namely carbohydrates and proteins. Now today, we are going to start the study of the next biomolecule, and that next biomolecule is enzymes. So let's study once again the biomolecule enzymes. So enzymes are nothing but these are the biomolecules. So in our body, large chemical reactions are taking place. So these large chemical reactions are taking place at the pH 7.4 and at the body temperature 37 degrees Celsius by means of biological catalysts, and these biological catalysts they are called as enzymes. Listen once again. So large number of chemical reactions are taking place in our body. These chemical reactions are brought out at the pH of 7.4 and at the body temperature of 37 degrees Celsius with the help of biological catalysts, and these biological catalysts they are called as enzymes. So this is the definition of enzymes. Then different examples of enzymes are insulin, then amylase. Insulin, amylase, these are the examples of enzymes. So insulin is present in our pancreas and it controls the blood sugar, while amylase is present in saliva, and this amylase it hydrolyzes starch. So then after we studied the next article, and that article was mechanism of enzyme catalyst or mechanism of enzyme catalysis. So action of enzyme on a substrate is described as lock and key mechanism. Lock and key mechanism. Listen once again. Action of enzyme. Action of enzyme on substrate is described by lock and key mechanism. So enzymes they having active sites. Enzymes having active sites on its surface. So substrate molecules they gets attached to the active site of enzyme, then reaction starts and thus forms the product. So on enzyme various active sites are present. So on enzyme active sites are present. So when substrate molecule it comes in contact with active site of enzyme, it gets bind to the active site of enzymes, then reaction start, and then finally product is formed. So when product is formed, then that product it leaves the active site, and then again enzyme is ready to act as a catalyst again. So in this way mechanism of enzyme catalyst takes place. So in industries also nowadays specific reactions are carried out by means of enzymes which are extracted from organisms. In industries also, various reactions are carried out by means of enzymes which are extracted from the organisms. Take one example. For example, conversion of glucose into more sweeter fructose. Conversion of glucose into more sweetener fructose, it is done by the enzyme, and that enzyme it is the isomerase. So nowadays in industries also, enzymes which are obtained from organisms are utilized to produce the products. So here we finished discussion about the biomolecule, that is enzyme. After studying the enzyme in this topic, we also studied the last biomolecule, and that last biomolecule is nucleic acids. So there are two types of nucleic acids, namely RNA and DNA. There are two types of nucleic acids, RNA and DNA. So RNA, it is the ribonucleic acid, while DNA, it is the deoxyribose nucleic acid. So let's study nucleic acids in detail. So nucleotides are the backbone of nucleic acids. So nucleic acids, they are unbranched polymers of repeating monomers, and they are called as nucleotides. So nucleic acids, these are nothing but these are the polymers of nucleotides. So this nucleoside, it contains three components. First one, it is the monosaccharides, or it is simply called as sugar. Then second component is nitrogen containing bases, and third component, it is the phosphate group. So nucleotide, it contains three components. First one, it is the monosaccharides, or commonly it is called as sugar. Then second one, it is the nitrogen containing bases, and third one is the phosphate group. So nucleotides of both RNA and DNA, it contains 5-membered ring monosaccharide. 5-membered ring monosaccharides. So RNA and DNA, or nucleotides of both RNA and DNA, it contains one sugar unit. That sugar unit, it is the 5-membered ring monosaccharides, and often it is simply called as sugar component. So in RNA, the sugar present is, or the sugar component is D-ribose sugar. ribose sugar. While in DNA, the sugar present is 2-deoxy D-ribose sugar. So these are the sugars present in RNA and DNA. In RNA, D-ribose sugar is present, while in DNA, 2-deoxy D-ribose sugar is present. Then the next component present in nucleotides is nitrogen containing bases. So total 5 nitrogen containing bases are present in the nucleic acids, namely cytosine, uracil, thymine, adenine and guanine. Remember that totally 5 nitrogen containing bases are present in the nucleic acids: cytosine, uracil, thymine, adenine and guanine. So these nitrogen containing bases are present in the nucleic acids. So these cytosine, uracil and thymine, they contains one ring. And their parent compound is pyrimidine. While two bases are with two rings, adenine and guanine, they are with two rings, and these are derived from a parent compound, and that parent compound is purine. So parent compound of cytosine, uracil and thymine is pyrimidine, and parent compound of adenine and guanine is purine. So nucleotides are formed by joining. Nucleotides are formed by joining anomeric carbon of furanose with nitrogenous bases. Then another basic unit, it is the nucleosides. So nucleosides, they are formed by joining anomeric carbon of furanose with the nitrogen of base. So to the nitrogen of base, anomeric carbon of furanose or base, it is joined. Then there will be the formation of nucleosides takes place. And the last component present in nucleic acid, it is the phosphate group. So let's study the structure of nucleic acids. So both RNA and DNA, they are the polymers of nucleotides by joining 3-OH group of one nucleotide with 5-phosphate of another nucleotide. Listen carefully. Once again I am going to repeat it. We are studying the structure of nucleic acids. So both RNA and DNA, these are the polymers of nucleotides by joining 3-OH group of one nucleotide with 5-phosphate group of another nucleotide. So polynucleotide chain of nucleic acids, they can be schematically represented by these two methods. So polynucleotide chain of nucleic acid, they are represented by schematically by these two figures. So sugar phosphate backbone, it is this one. Here phosphate group is present. This phosphate group is attached to the sugar, and sugar, it is attached to the base. So phosphate sugar, phosphate sugar, phosphate sugar, and to the sugar base is attached. Here also see that phosphate sugar, phosphate sugar, phosphate sugar, and here base is attached to the sugar. So polynucleotide chains of nucleic acid, they are schematically represented in these two ways. Then the last article which we studied in the topic biomolecule was DNA double helix structure. DNA double helix structure. So scientist Watson and Crick in 1953 they put forth double helix model of DNA. Scientist Watson and Crick in 1953 they put forth double helix model of DNA. So this is the double helix model of DNA. So this model, it is put forth by Watson and Crick in 1953. So let's study the silent features of this DNA double helix structure. So DNA it consists of two polynucleotide chain. This is one polynucleotide chain and this is another polynucleotide chain. So DNA is composed of two polynucleotide chains or strands. So these polynucleotide strands that wound into right-handed double helix. So these wound into right-handed double helix. So two strands they run in opposite direction. One from 5 end. So this nucleotide chain, it run from 5 end and it ends to the 3 dash end. While this strand it starts from 3 dash and it ends to the 5 dash end. So sugar phosphate backbone, they lies on outer side of the helix. So here these gets lysed. So sugar phosphate backbone, it lies on outer side of the double helix structure. So double helix structure, it is stabilized. By hydrogen bonding between bases of two DNA strands. So these are the bases: adenine, then thymine, then guanine, then cytosine. So double helix structure, it is stabilized by hydrogen bonding present in the base. So here on this strand there is adenine, here on this strand there is thymine. So in between adenine and thymine there is the double bond. So double helix is stabilized by hydrogen bonding between bases of two DNA strands. So among the bases, adenine always forms two hydrogen bonds with thymine. So adenine, it forms three hydrogen bonds with thymine. On the other hand, guanine it forms. On the other hand, guanine it forms three hydrogen bond with cytosine. So here adenine with thymine it forms two hydrogen bond, and here guanine with cytosine it forms three hydrogen bonds. So adenine always forms two hydrogen bonds with thymine, and AT and GC are complementary. AT means adenine and thymine, and GC means guanine and cytosine. So adenine it forms two bonds. Adenine it forms two hydrogen bonds with thymine, and guanine it forms three hydrogen bond with cytosine. Thus adenine, thymine and guanine cytosine are complementary. So here we finished the last biomolecule, that is nucleic acids. So here once again we completed in brief all the concepts or reaction in the topic biomolecules. Since from the examination point of view this topic is very much important, that's why we revise this topic from yesterday. So we will stop here. Thank you.